Welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College.
Standard 6th History, Chapter number 5, Religious Trends in Ancient India, Part 3. Welcome students. Today we are going to see the remaining part of this lesson, that is Chapter 5, Religious Trends in Ancient India.
The religion that Vardhaman Mahavir expounded, that means he taught, laid stress on good conduct. The essence of his teachings for good conduct is contained in the 5 great vows, or we can also call it as Pancha Mahavratas, and the 3 jewels, that is 3 Ratna. Now the Pancha Mahavratas, which is also called as 5 great vows, there are 5 rules to be followed strictly. First one is Ahimsa, that is non-violence. No living being should be hurt, injured or harmed through one's behavior. So here it says us that we should not hurt anyone even by using harsh words, or not even injure anyone or harm anyone by one's act. Second is Satya, truth. Every speech and action should be true. You should always speak the truth. Third is Asteya, that is non-stealing. Asteya means theft, taking what belongs to others without their consent. Taking what belongs to others without their consent is theft or stealing. Asteya means not stealing anything. That means whenever you want to take somebody else's things, you should always ask for permission. You should first take their permission and then only take the things. Without the permission, you should not take the things. If you take the things without the permission, then it will be called as stealing or theft. Fourth one is Aparigraha, that is non-attachment. Man tends to accumulate property due to greed. Aparigraha means not hoarding or accumulating anything in this way. Here children, it means that we should not keep on accumulating property. Like for example, today we have one house to live in, but we keep on purchasing the flats, or we keep on purchasing the valuable things. Basically, it is for our future. Yes, a human being always purchases such things for his future safety or for his children. But according to the teachings of Jainism, that is Aparigraha, it is told that, or it says us that we should not accumulate property, we should not collect property, or we should not purchase the property, keep on purchasing the property or any valuable things. Aparigraha means not hoarding or accumulating thing in this way, anything in this way. You should not keep on collecting the things or purchasing the thing. You're keeping on accumulating the things is not being accepted here. So you should not do this. That means Aparigraha. Fifth one is Brahmacharya, that is chastity. Brahmacharya means leaving bodily pleasures and following the vows. Now what is bodily pleasures? Now today you have a flat, you want one more flat which is more luxurious than the previous one. Then you want a car. So these are all luxuries. So these luxuries are called as bodily pleasures. So you should leave these bodily pleasures and you should follow the 5 great vows which are given by Vardhaman Mahavir according to the teachings of Jainism. Now the next one is 3 Ratna, that is the 3 jewels. The 3 jewels are the 3 principles. First one is Samyak Darshan, that is right faith. Second is Samyak Gyan, that is right knowledge. And third one is Samyak Charitra, that is right conduct. Here Samyak means balanced. It also means right. Samyak means balanced or right. So yes, Samyak Darshan means right faith. Samyak Gyan means right knowledge, and Samyak Charitra means right conduct, or we can also say good conduct. What is Samyak Darshan? As I said you that Samyak Darshan is right faith. To understand the truth in the preaching of the Tirthankar and to have faith in it. That means a Tirthankar is a person who teaches about the religion, who is teaching about the religion. That person is called as Tirthankar. So Tirthankar, you should have faith in this. You should have faith in the teachings of this Tirthankar. Whatever he is teaching, you should have faith. You should believe in it. And when you will have faith in that, when you will have faith in their teachings, then only you will be able to understand the truth, whatever they are teaching. You will be able to understand the truth of their preachings. Second is Samyak Gyan. Studying the preachings and philosophy of the Tirthankar regularly and learning its deep meaning. That means here you should gain the knowledge. You should study about the knowledge. You should learn about the knowledge. You should learn, and you should also learn its deep meaning. You should try to understand. The third one is Samyak Charitra. Samyak Charitra means what? Good conduct, good behavior. Strictly following the 5 great vows. You have to strictly follow the 5 great vows. And what are the 5 great vows? That is Ahimsa. First is Ahimsa, second Satya, third Asteya, fourth Aparigraha, and fifth Brahmacharya. So children, here we are going to see about the essence of Vardhaman Mahavir's teaching. Among the teachings of Vardhaman Mahavir, Anekantavada was considered to be very important in the quest for truth. That means, according to the teachings of Vardhaman Mahavir, it was being told that we should consider, see from the word itself, you come to know what you mean by Anek. Anek means many. Many means pluralism. That means many. That means, according to the teachings of Vardhaman Mahavir, it has been told that we should consider or we should listen to everybody's views and opinions so that we can come to a conclusion. And when you will come to a conclusion, that particular conclusion will be a true thing. It will be very much true because we are taking everybody's opinion into consideration. So that's what here, according to the teachings of Vardhaman Mahavir, Anekantavada was considered to be very important in the quest for the truth. What is the meaning of Anekantavada? Anekantavada means pluralism, that means many or multiple viewpoints. Multiple viewpoint means you have to consider everybody's viewpoints. You have to listen to everybody's thoughts and opinions. It was being focused, suppose if you focus only on 1 or 2 aspects, or if you take only 1 or 2 person's opinion or viewpoints, then, and after that if you draw a conclusion of an issue, suppose there is a problem or there is an issue. So if you will take only 2 aspects into consideration or only 2 viewpoints into consideration, and if you draw a conclusion after that, the whole truth is not known. The whole truth is not known if you take only 1 or 2 aspects into consideration. That is why it is very much important for us to take the multiple viewpoints. And when you take into consideration the multiple viewpoints and then you draw a conclusion, then you will get the true fact. The people who follow this, what is that following? What do they follow? They follow Anekantavada, or we can say they consider the multiple viewpoints of many people. So people who follow this, they become tolerant. They become tolerant and they inculcate the quality of tolerance in them. The quality or the value of tolerance is inculcated in them, those who follow Anekantavada. And they also give up the attitude of stubbornness. Stubbornness, what do you mean by stubbornness? Stubbornness means in Hindi we call it ziddi. That means they will think that whatever they think, whatever is their opinion is only correct. So if they will be stubborn towards their own opinions, then they will not get the true fact. So if you will be tolerant, if you will be following this aspect of Anekantavada, or if you will consider the multiple viewpoints, then definitely you will get tolerance, you will be tolerant, and you will give up the attitude of stubbornness. Vardhaman Mahavir taught the people about the greatness of a man. According to Vardhaman Mahavir's teachings, he told that greatness of man does not depend on his varna, but it depends on his excellent conduct. Excellent conduct means what? Good behavior. Conduct means behavior. If his behavior is good, then he is a great man. But if his behavior is not good, then how can we tell that he is a great man? If he is behaving anyhow with other people, then how can we say that he is a great man? Though he belongs to a higher category, or though he belongs to a higher caste, still if he is behaving anyhow and if he belongs to a higher caste, can we say that he is a good person, that he is a great person? No. A behavior is always considered to analyze or to tell whether a person is great or not. So that is why, according to Vardhaman Mahavir's teaching, he is saying that the greatness of a man is being judged by his behavior, but not by his varna system. That means not by his caste, because of varna system, casteism came, and because of caste, inequality increased. In Vedic tradition, the doors of knowledge were being closed for women. That means, in the Vedic tradition, the women were not being given that much importance. They were not being given that much importance. They were not being allowed to gain the knowledge. So that is why the doors of knowledge were being closed to women. But Vardhaman Mahavir gave the right to sannyas. That means the right to sannyas means to renounce the world. To renounce the world, to do rigorous meditation or rigorous tapasya. This right was being given by Vardhaman Mahavir to women too. It was being given to women too. Then, the teachings of Vardhaman Mahavir were love all living things. You should love all the living things, or love all the living creatures who are there on this earth. Have mercy and compassion for them. You should have mercy and compassion for each other. You should forgive each other. You should have mercy on each other. You should have compassion. You should have emotions. Live and let live. Live and let live. You also live and let others also live. Do not harm anyone.
Students, now we will stop here and we will see the remaining part of this lesson in the next video, that is chapter number 5, Religious Trends in Ancient India, part 4. Thank you.